recently, uh, well, long story short, I was recently told that if I wanted to ever get pregnant, it would basically have to be with like in vitro fertilization or
Lauren,
something.
I was told that when I was 13 years old, and I was
What?
talking to someone about this the other day, and I was like,
They don't
I
want us to have
wonder.
sex. That's just
They don't want us.
it's a conspiracy
We need to be
theory.
sex workers. We need to rebel.
That's the only option.
But literally, so all
13?
this to
What the
say,
fuck?
not trying to like rip your point away from you, but
No, I'm curious now. I gotta hear this.
I was thinking about this the other day that I was like, is that part of why I don't want to have kids? Is because subconsciously I've grown up my entire life thinking that it was going to be relatively
Like, impossible, yeah.
that like
Damn.
and
Right.
I will never know. I will never be able to go back and tell 13-year-old Reese like maybe it's not difficult.
I
You
mean,
know?
they tell women, like, there's tons of women who have been told, like, you're basically infertile, and then they'll just, like, get pregnant. Like, it happens all the time.
All the time.
Yeah. But, yeah, long story short, I found out my ovaries look like chocolate chip cookies, and I've been pretty
Do you have
upset about it.
cysts?
Yeah, well, technically, they're not cysts. They're just follicles that have not formed properly. So, like,
Okay.
usually you get, like, a couple follicles, and then one, it gets, like, nourished more, and then the egg, like, pops out of it, and it, like, travels around, and maybe, like, I don't know. I've just been doing research into it, but
Yeah. So
yeah.
I guess I asked that because I was wondering if it was PCOS, and also
Oh, yeah.
anything that you want to cut out, we can.
No,
Um
I don't really care, and I mean, it definitely has been a major, like, point in my life where I've been confronting a lot of these, like, traditional womanly expectations
yeah.
because, like, and this is one that maybe I'm not so good about because I've just kind of learned about it, but, like, I've been blaming myself so much for having hormonal imbalances, basically. And because I mean, it's a syndrome. It's probably gonna end up being one of those things where, like, in a decade or two, they're gonna be like, "Oh, no, this was a bunch of different issues, but it's women and the medical system, so we just call
I
it a
was
syndrome."
just about to say that also
Yeah.
all of this goes back to like women not being the default, and therefore
Yeah.
men being the subject of all of these scientific investigations, and like hormones, like female hormones, are just not studied, and
Hormones are so
instead
important, you
and
know?
we have ridiculous amounts of hormones being pumped through our body in the
The
form of birth
thyroid?
control,
I've never had
the thyroid,
well, that's
that
my
like
issue with it because,
yeah,
like, like, if the solution or, like, the treatment for PCOS, if it's not birth control, is lifestyle changes. Like, it's like, eat healthy, exercise, lose weight, and I'm like, I eat healthy, I exercise almost daily, and I don't need to lose any more weight.
right.
Like, and so that's really frustrating, and
Yeah,
also, like, why can't I just figure out, like, how to fix this, how to, like, make my body fix itself instead of just,
right,
like, writing another woman a prescription for birth control when she doesn't want it.
right. Which and I will
Yeah.
say, not to necessarily poo-poo birth control, one of my favorite facts that I learned from Melinda Gates' book, The Moment of Lift, is the number one way to bring a third world country to a first world country is by supplying women with birth control.
Mhm.
When women have control of their bodies, it's amazing for everyone, for
Yeah,
literally everyone. And so
100%.
it's a really important invention, and it's something we definitely need, and something that um, I want all women to have access to. However, we definitely need more research into it. And how do we take care of ourselves and our bodies and protect ourselves from like unwanted pregnancy, in speaking of violent sex, right? Um, in a way that isn't going to completely imbalance you. Because I've had several friends who have gone on the journey of weaning off of birth control, and they're like, my brain fog is gone. I'm
Yeah.
sleeping better. I've
Dude, I
lost
felt
weight.
amazing. I
And
stopped
it's
taking
like,
it, like, back in November, and I felt amazing.
there you
But
go.
also, I was
There's so much research that we still need on women's bodies, specifically reproductive health. But sorry, I'm go ahead.
Like, well, like I'm taking it again now because they're like, this is the only treatment. And like, I was freaked out because I'm like, well, I don't want like endometrial cancer or whatever. So I guess let me take. I've been so nauseous every day. I'm so tired and so nauseous.
Do you remember in high school? I'm tired and so.
No. It made me think of that because I was like, because I used to get nauseous pretty regularly.
Yeah.
Like, I was eating ginger candy like it was going out of style. And now I'm realizing, I'm like, oh, it was probably just because I was on birth control. And
it
I
literally gives you the symptoms of pregnancy. It's insane. And so
it made you super nauseous.
Yeah. So for listeners, what I'm referencing with Lauren, so in high school,
you were so composed and chill about it. You're like, oh yeah, I just
had to. So every first period of class for the day, Lauren and I had AP Environmental Science.
It was great.
And
with Mr. Holman.
Mr. Holman, shout out Mr. Holman. And about every day around 8:30. So I would take my medicine on the way to school, and we had cheer practice before school at 7. So about 6:30, I was taking my medicine in the car. About 8:30, I would get horribly nauseous, and I would have to go to the bathroom and throw up. Trigger warning. And
I think you're supposed to say that before.
Before. Fair enough.
Retroactive
trigger warning. But I would usually have like mints or gum or like wisps in my bag to like, because that's gross. And one day I didn't have anything and I was like, I literally just threw up. And I came back and I got so good at it that it's like, no one knew. I would just go to the bathroom.
You were way too chill about it. I was like,
and I was like, hey, do you have gum? And Lauren was like, yeah, for sure. Why? And I was like, oh, I just had to throw up. And she's like, are you good? And I'm like, happens like every day.
Yeah, you're way too chill about it.
Well, and now I take it before bed. That way, if I get nauseous, it's in the middle of the night. But if I wake up in the middle of the night now, I feel horrible.
It still makes you nauseous? Yo!
I know. I need to figure it out. And I don't know. And my doctor doesn't know. This is why we need more medical research for women.
Damn.